I value my privacy, which is why I'm spilling my guts on YouTube. The American Express new gold card might as well have been nicknamed Fuck You Chase. They might as well have renamed it Fuck You Amex. All right, now I'm sounding like I have a tinfoil cap. Let's move on. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell icon to hear about more content from the Travel Punks. This is a slate slap.
Your favorite thing to do.
It actually does serve a purpose, believe it or not. Wait, no, that doesn't, but a slate slap serves a purpose. It's entirely a quirk of me that I like smacking metal credit cards against metal tables.
Okay.
Although I think more people would enjoy it than think they would enjoy it. Let me start by saying that this was not the video I expected to be making around this time. I thought I was going to be making a video about how I intentionally hurt my credit score in order to get rid of a $160 annual fee on a travel rewards credit card I had no more use for. What ended up happening, however, was that I preserved my credit score, switched a $160 annual fee for a $250 annual fee in lieu of a $495 annual fee. In order to understand how this came about, we need to go back to the very beginning. This is my very first travel rewards credit card, long before I knew anything about the travel points hobby. It's the classic American Express Gold card, and I got it because Tim Ferriss has one. He mentioned it in his book. He didn't even specifically recommend it, but because he had one, that was good enough for me. I wanted an American Express Gold card. What I learned after the fact, as I started to get more into the hobby, was that the earning structure for points on this card is garbage, especially compared to the arms race that credit card companies are engaged in now to earn a space in your wallet. Basically, the only bonus category on the early gold card was that you would get 2 membership rewards points per dollar spent through the Amex travel portal. So that was actual money spent, not points redeemed. So if you spent a lot on travel, on flights, then you would get extra membership rewards points. But if you're trying to avoid spending money on flights, like I was, you really got no benefit. All I knew how to do was spend with the card, earn membership rewards points, and then redeem those points for 1 penny per point through the American Express travel portal, which got me the same rates as you could get on cheap tickets or Travelocity or nowadays Kayak or Google Flights. So basically I was earning points slowly and getting very little value for them compared to what's possible inside the hobby. Even as I started to learn the hobby though and get more travel rewards credit cards, I kept the gold card. And the reason that I kept paying the $160 annual fee year after year after year, even though I was hardly using it, was because of a segment of your credit score called Age of Accounts. Age of Accounts rewards you with extra credit points the longer your accounts are open. So if you have a credit card that you don't have use for anymore, but you've had it for a long time, it's actually probably bolstering your credit score, keeping it artificially high, which helps you qualify for more cards or for better rates on car loans and mortgages. So instead of canceling your old credit cards, what you should try to do is change them to a no annual fee program or to a credit card that you will actually get some use or value out of. Always try to product change first before you cancel a card. If you've only had a card for a short period of time, you're trying it out and decided that there was no value in it, it's doing very little for your credit score because it's a new account. But this old account was probably bolstering my credit score 5, 10, 15 points, and I didn't want to give those up while I was expanding my credit card portfolio. As I started to learn about the different benefits of credit cards over and above 1 point per dollar spent, I started learning about the American Express Premier Rewards Gold Card. I didn't really understand that this was a different product, that American Express had upgraded their old gold card and the old gold card was no longer available. It was called the Classic Gold Card, and people who were applying for new credit cards were getting the Premier Rewards Gold Card. Believe it or not, these are actually different things. I didn't understand this though. All I heard was that the Premier Rewards Gold Card could get you 2 points per dollar spent at restaurants, grocery stores, and gas stations. I got excited. I was like, is my old credit card actually worth more than I think it was? No. I would have had to have gone through the process of upgrading the card, increasing my annual fee to the Premier Rewards Gold Card annual fee of $175 per year, and then I could start getting the bonus rewards for restaurants, gas stations, and grocery stores. Here's the thing though, I had already started collecting other credit cards that got me even better rewards for a lower annual fee. For example, the Chase Sapphire Preferred, which was one of the first that I got and which is one of the first I recommend everyone get, was earning me 2 points per dollar spent on restaurants already. And this only has a $95 annual fee, not $175. So why would I upgrade to a card to get the same amount of points, considering that Chase points and Amex points are roughly the same? And by the way, they're worth more than 1 penny if you know how to redeem them correctly. Check out some of our other videos on how to do that. I also got the American Express Everyday Preferred card. This used to be the only game in town. This used to be the card that would get you more than one valuable transferable travel rewards point per dollar spent. By spending 30 transactions on that card per month, you got a 50% point bonus, which meant that even if you were only earning 1 point per dollar, that 1 point per dollar became 1.5 points per dollar. Additionally, it had extra bonuses on gas stations and grocery stores that eclipsed the Premier Rewards Gold card. You actually earned more points with this card, which only had a $95 annual fee compared to $175. So I felt much better about having this one and didn't feel like upgrading to the Premier Rewards Gold card. So this card just sat in my drawer, gathering dust and costing me $160 every year, but I didn't want to cancel it because I'd had it for over a decade and I knew it was keeping my credit score high. Flash forward to last year and American Express upgraded their card portfolio again. The Premier Rewards Gold card became the new Gold card. Chase had recently introduced the Sapphire Reserve card, which got 3 points per dollar at restaurants and travel. It had a $450 annual fee, but as I'll explain later, most of us valued that fee at only $150. So it was even less than the Premier Rewards Gold card and got even more points rewards at restaurant and dining. The American Express new Gold card might as well have been nicknamed Fuck You Chase. It earned 4 points per dollar. Remember I talked about an arms race? It earned 4 points per dollar on dining and at grocery stores. Initially this was limited to in the United States, but eventually expanded to worldwide, and it has no foreign transaction fees. The catch was that the annual fee was increased from $175 to $250. This is starting to get into the range of a premium credit card. Now, most premium credit cards have some sort of travel rebate, some sort of way they try to refund you for your travel expenses, so effectively, it's a lower annual fee. Remember I mentioned the Sapphire Reserve credit card with the $450 annual fee? The reason most of us value that at $150 is because you get an automatic refund every year of $300 in travel expenses. Just any kind of travel expenses, car rentals, flight purchases, parking, toll booths, you would automatically be refunded up to $300. And since most of us spend $300 on travel in our sleep throughout the year, that made it effectively worth $150. American Express does it a little differently. Their premium cards, like the Gold card, the Platinum card, and the Hilton Aspire and the Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant, have what's called an Airline Fee Rebate. This gives you a rebate on purchases from an airline, but not the plane tickets. Only what's called incidental fees. In other words, booze you purchase on the flights, meals you purchase on the flights, checked bags, in-flight entertainment, internet, things that are extras. The thing is that as lean of a traveler as I am, packing light and doing my drinking in the airport, even sometimes bringing my own booze on the plane, I wasn't incurring any airline incidental fees. The new Amex Gold card had a $100 airline incidental fee rebate, but that didn't offset the $250 in my mind, because it would cause me to spend in a way that I didn't normally spend. Check bags I wouldn't normally check, buy booze on the flights that I wouldn't normally buy. So to me, the annual fee was still $250, and that didn't really justify getting double the points on restaurants and at grocery stores, because it was more than double the annual fees of my other cards. Still, it was getting awfully close to what I was getting at grocery stores for my American Express Everyday Preferred card. And then Chase shook things up again. They introduced the Freedom Unlimited. The Freedom Unlimited was a card that gets 1.5 points per dollar on everything. As a direct competitor to the Everyday Preferred card. Suddenly people were getting this card to get Ultimate Rewards points and skipping the Everyday Preferred card for its 1.5 membership rewards points and its 30 purchase spending limit. This card didn't have that limit. To make things even better, for the first year of having your Freedom Unlimited card, Chase introduced a bonus where you get 3 points per dollar on everything, up to the first $20,000 spent and the first calendar year you have the card. So immediately it was no longer worth spending on regular purchases or gas station purchases for the Everyday Preferred card, because for my first year, the Freedom Unlimited card was going to get me 3 points per dollar already. And since I wasn't going to be making 30 purchases per month on the Everyday Preferred card, I would only get 3 points per dollar at grocery stores instead of the 50% bonus, which gets me to 4.5 points per dollar. Since I was only getting 3 points per dollar, I might as well keep on spending it on the Freedom Unlimited because I was getting that anyways and trying to burn through that first $20,000 within the first year. So I basically shelved the American Express Everyday Preferred card, but kept paying the $95 annual fee. I had no more use for this card, which had been my go-to for so long. So I started rethinking things. I said, I've got these 2 Amex cards that I'm not using. How can I optimize my portfolio based on these changes? What I started considering doing was canceling my Gold card. Just take the hit to my credit, stop paying the $160, and get a card that I had actually wanted. Just do all the credit card applications I could before taking the hit to my credit, and then cancel the cards, maybe downgrade the Everyday Preferred card to the Everyday, which has no annual fee, so I would keep this one open. Unfortunately, there is nothing with no annual fee that you can downgrade a Gold or Platinum card to. So I had to either cancel it or just keep it and keep paying the fee, or upgrade it. Upgrading it was an option, but I've explained why the new Gold card didn't really quite feel valuable enough to me. What I was considering doing before I lost the credit points for canceling the Gold card was applying for the Citi Prestige card. Citi recently refreshed the Citi Prestige card, which is their $495 annual fee card. They might as well have renamed it Fuck You Amex. They did it right after American Express updated the Gold card, and this time Citi was going to offer you, wait for it, 5 points per dollar spent on restaurants and on flights. So this was just like one-upping each other 1 month after another. Less than a year after the Sapphire Reserve comes out, Amex updates the Gold card with 4 points per dollar. Only like a month after the Gold card refresh happened, Citi Prestige refreshes with 5 points per dollar. It was honestly insane. It was ridiculous. Citi Prestige had some other benefits that I considered valuable, so I applied for that card. Here's where things got sticky. I was declined for the Citi Prestige card. So I took the hard credit pull. The reason I was declined was because they couldn't verify some of the information. Sometimes you can call a reconsideration line to get a second look at your application, but I didn't want to provide them with extra verification because I value my privacy, which is why I'm spilling my guts on YouTube. But the point I'm making is that I don't want to give the banks more than they need, or more than they think they need, so that there's less of my stuff on file with banks which get audited by the federal government. All right, now I'm sounding like I have a tinfoil cap. Let's move on. I got declined for the Citi Prestige, and that threw a monkey wrench in my plans. Here's the thing though, I was iffy about the Prestige to begin with, so I started taking a second look at the new American Express Gold card. I had some calls with American Express, and what I ended up doing was upgrading to the new Gold card and downgrading my Everyday Preferred to an Everyday card. I've still got some juice on the Freedom Unlimited. I'm still getting 3 points per dollar on it, but here with this Gold card, I'm getting 4 points per dollar at restaurants, 4 points per dollar at grocery stores. I'm paying a $250 annual fee, but I took a second look at the benefits you get from the Gold card for that $250 annual fee, and I actually think I can offset it pretty well for 2 reasons. The first is that Airline Fee Credit that we talked about before. I'm working more from home now, and if I'm in the air and I don't have access to the internet, that actually puts a big hole in my day. So I started to think that I'm going to be spending money on planes purchasing internet access. And that way, if I was going to be paying $250 already for this credit card, I could offset some of it with that $100 airline fee credit. There was also a chance I was going to be going overseas with my band. And if I'm going overseas with my band, I'm going to need to check more bags because we'll have equipment. And my $100 rebate could come in handy there. What really made this better was the $120 a year dining credit. In some ways, this is hard to use. You don't just get refunded your first $120 of dining. Amex just doesn't make it easy that way. What they do is they give you $10 per month in credits on a select collection of vendors. One of them is Cheesecake Factory. I never eat at the fucking Cheesecake Factory. But one of them is GrubHub. And GrubHub is a competitor of Postmates, and here in Austin we have Favor, and they do delivery of food. They're a competitor of Uber Eats. They do food delivery. And at $10 a month in rebates for GrubHub, I started thinking, how many times a month do I get takeout? Or wish that I could have food delivered to me and not have to go and get takeout? Is it at least once a month? The answer is yes. So with that $10 a month credit, I could get my $120 in value in food delivered to me that I was otherwise going to have to go out and get. So I could get a $10 pho delivered for me, and I'm only on the hook for the delivery charge and driver tip from GrubHub. I end up either saving money or breaking even, and more importantly, saving time. If I'm working from home or if I'm shooting a video, I don't have to take a big chunk out of my day to go and get food. I'm starting to value that time more and more. So in that way, I can claim full value of the dining credit for the American Express Gold Card. That's $120 throughout the year, $10 per month. Subtract that $120 from the $250, and the annual fee only is a $130 bite out of my pocket. That feels a lot more reasonable. And then if I start using the airline fee credit to check bags or use in-flight internet, that's even more gravy. And it starts to become competitive with what the Everyday Preferred card was and what the Sapphire Preferred or Sapphire Reserve could offer me. So I'm feeling good about my American Express Gold Card. I downgraded my old Everyday Preferred. I considered taking the credit hit anyways and just applying fresh for a Gold Card because I got targeted for a 50,000 point sign-up bonus. Here's the thing though, when I tried to click that link, I might have clicked off of the page and lost the offer, but when I tried it, it wasn't available to me. The basic sign-up bonus for this credit card is 35,000 points for $4,000 spent in the first 3 months. That's okay, but I usually don't get out of bed for a sign-up bonus less than 50,000 points. And the thing about American Express is that their sign-up bonuses are once in a lifetime. So it's only ever worth getting an American Express sign-up bonus if they're having a promotion where it's artificially high. There was just a bonus on the Amex Delta cards where you could get up to 75,000 Sky Miles when the bonus is usually something like 50,000. So that was a good time to sign up for Delta American Express cards. What clinched it for me to upgrade and keep my credit score by not canceling the card originally, what clinched it for me was asking the phone agent at American Express if I was still eligible for a sign-up bonus on a new gold card in the future. The answer the agent gave me was yes. I could always apply for another gold card if I was targeted or if there was an open to market bonus for 50,000 or 75,000 membership rewards points. So I wouldn't burn a sign-up bonus by getting a new card, and the sign-up bonus was lower than it had to be, and that was the one time in my lifetime I would qualify for a sign-up bonus for the American Express Gold Card. So that's the story of what I ended up doing with my old gold card, upgrading it to the new gold card. What always makes it extra fun is metal card. So this card I'm going to be using for grocery stores and for restaurants and getting 4 points per dollar, using GrubHub once a month, using internet in flight, and potentially checking luggage if I have extra equipment to do. If this seems complicated, I get it, but I've spent a lot of time researching these cards, making all the mistakes, And what I'm working on right now is a flowchart to understand people's travel habits, how much they spend on airfare every year, how much they spend on hotels every year, how many nights they spend at a hotel, how much they spend at the grocery store, at the gym, at restaurants, at gas stations, whether they like using airport lounges, whether they buy booze on airplanes, whether they check bags. I want to make all of these questions into a sort of choose your own adventure that at the end recommends the best credit cards for you. So leave a comment if you want to see something like that. Leave a comment anyways, tell me how crazy I am. I'm probably going to post that Charlie Howell meme with this video again. Like this video, subscribe to the Travel Punks channel, and hit the little bell icon so you find out when we post more insane content like this. All I can say is that I couldn't possibly be more ready for Japan next month. I'll be flying first class ANA, as I've said a million times before, a seat that retails for $22,000 that I spent $260 to get. This is a fucking insane hobby. I hope you join us.